Hey, this is Andreas, and in today's video we're going to address the questions. Is hypnosis real? Is it a legit form of treatment? Is it scientifically based or is it evidence-based? And by the end of the video you will have the answers to those questions, in addition to an understanding of how hypnosis got started, how it developed, and how we currently think about hypnosis in the modern era. I'm also going to tell you a story about the coolest and the most random team-up of researchers that has ever happened in the history of science. Stay tuned for that. So the known history of hypnosis started in the late 1700s with a guy called Franz Anton Mesmer. And he ran around Paris treating people with a methodology that was later known as mesmerism. And that's why the word to be mesmerized is a thing. It's from Franz Anton Mesmer. And he used something that he called animal magnetism, which was a supernatural force that was in the body, and it could be controlled by using magnets. And of course, this animal magnetism force could only be controlled by Mesmer and his students, naturally, right? So Mesmer and his students, they would go around treating people, and they would experience these dramatic convulsions or seizures and hysteria. And this caught the attention of the king in France. So in 1784, King Louis XVI appointed a commission to go and look at the work of Mesmer and his students. They couldn't actually look at Mesmer himself, but one of Mesmer's best students, he was called Charles d'Elson, he was willing to have the commission come and look at how he worked. Here's the interesting part, this is like a Marvel movie. So on this commission was Benjamin Franklin, founding father of the United States, or at least one of them, the guy who named the oxygen and the hydrogen molecules, the guy who determined the orbit of Jupiter's moons, and the guy the guillotine was named after. Not the guy who invented it, but the guy who was named after, Dr. Guillotine. And actually, two of the people on that commission would go on to be executed by guillotine in later years, which is wild. But I digress. The commission looked at the Elson's work, and they found that three characteristics were apparent in the method. And that was imagination, suggestibility, and expectation. So what the commission found when studying the Elson's work that was based on Mesmer's methods was that there was no such thing as animal magnetism. Everything came down to the imagination, suggestibility, and the expectations of the clients. And these are the elements that came together to produce the experience and the effects of this mesmerism practice. So what the commission found in 1784 really laid the groundwork for what would later become our modern understanding of hypnosis. So fast forward to the 1840s, there was a Scottish surgeon called James Braid. And he attended a stage mesmerism show, which apparently they had in the 1800s, just like we have stage hypnosis shows today for entertainment, right? So Braid had a look at one of these shows in Manchester, I think it was. And he was fascinated because he saw a real phenomenon, like something was going on here. But just intuitively, he didn't believe in the supernatural aspects that were suggested by the stage mesmerists. Like there's this like cosmic forces going into their bodies or whatever. So Braid, he discounted the supernatural aspects, but he did go on to investigate further into what is actually going on here. So Braid, around 70 years later after the commission, found the same thing. And he was the first to coin the term hypnotism, from the Greek word hypnos, which means sleep. Which, by the way, he would later come to regret because he felt like sleep is not really an accurate way of describing hypnosis, but he first invented the word hypnotism. So Braid ditched the idea of these supernatural forces and really doubled down on these natural effects. And Braid also left us with a way to look at hypnosis or understand hypnosis. And he called it monoideaism. Mono as in one, and ideaism as in an idea. So a singular focus on one idea where the mind is fully absorbed in a thought or an idea. That was Braid's idea of what hypnosis was. So Braid ditched the idea of hypnosis being this special, supernatural state of the soul or of the psyche, and instead focused on these natural aspects. And this positioned hypnosis as a skill instead of a state. And that opened up for viewing and practicing hypnosis as a skill, meaning you can get better at it. And there are certain techniques that will help you produce better effects. And that opened up even more for our current understanding of hypnosis. So, in our modern understanding, we have two main competing theories of hypnosis. It's what we call the state model. And the state model asserts that hypnosis is a special state in the brain. And we have the non-state model or non-state theory, which on the other side asserts that hypnosis is a combination of these natural effects or these natural aspects, like expectation, suggestibility, imagination, focused absorption, and even things like social role-taking. What research tends to agree on is that expectation and suggestibility of the client will largely predict responses in hypnosis. And we also know that you don't have to be asleep or have this like very, in pop culture, we kind of think about hypnosis looking like this and you're kind of just out. That's not the case at all. There's something called active alert hypnosis, where people can be engaged in even like sports or doing things actively. We also know that hypnotized people are not asleep because we have the brain scans and they don't reveal any sort of unique brainwave that happens when you go into hypnosis. So the non-state theory of hypnosis has the strongest evidence behind it. And that's what we call evidence-based hypnosis. Practitioners, such as myself, who are hypnotherapists that work from the non-state perspective, we tend to see hypnosis as a collaborative effort, where it's not something that the hypnotist does onto you. It's rather a collaborative effort where the client has to participate and engage actively in the process. We say that all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. So that means for the best results, we think of it as a transparent process where we try to explain the rationales behind everything that we're doing. We're also bringing in other evidence-based methods like cognitive behavioral therapy into the mix to integrate the best evidence-based models and deliver the most effective therapy possible. And this is how we work at mindbodyconnection.org. We use evidence-based clinical hypnotherapy and neural circuit retraining to help professionals get out of chronic pain and IBS. And we teach our clients all the skills that they need to know and the rationale behind everything that we do. If you want to learn more, you can check out the links in the description or by using the QR code. And make sure you put any insights or questions in the comments below. If you want more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel so you'll get them every week. Please enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you in the next video.